Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to another episode of the Retail Rant podcast. Just a couple things before we get the show started. First of all, thank you everyone who has supported Seattle Amanda. Of course, you can find her on Twitter at Mandasaurus_Rex, and there you'll find a link to her Razoo, where we can continue to help her achieve her goal of once again being healthy and feeling like herself. So again, thank you to everybody who's contributed. It's greatly appreciated. Second of all, you'll remember a few episodes back, I announced my candidacy for president, and I was semi-serious about it, but now apparently everybody in the Couch Party crew thinks that they can run for president, which I find absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I don't know that anybody has the chops to run the country like TRB does. So I hate to say it, but we're going to have to start firing some warning shots. And I'm going to give you the first one right here before we kick the show off. So kick back and enjoy this fantastic advertisement brought to you by Ranty Productions. Randy from the Miserable Retail Slave wants to be your next president. But let's face facts. He's not married. He can't even get a date on Match.com. Who was the last president to not be married, you say? Why, it was James Buchanan in 1857. So sure, if you want to set the country back 160 years, go ahead and vote for Randy. But if you want to move forward, make sure you vote TRB November 2016. This advertisement is paid for by the TRB PAC, which actually has no money because they all work in retail. So there you have it, the very first political attack ad of the Couch Party primaries. And if you want to find out what the other candidates have to say, make sure you download the Couch Party app because there's a ton of great shows on there. You're going to find the Mixed Feelings podcast, brand new edition. The Grime Lords, also a new edition. Our founding father, the Couch Party. The Drunken Dork podcast. The Miserable Retail Slave, and the Nerd Rage podcast, all in one free, fantastic app. So, that being said, our guest this week, you can find her on Twitter at Tara_@random, and she's going to talk about some sects of retail that I have never dealt with, never thought of dealing with, but it's amazing how it's all the same bullshit in the end. So, as always, kick back, relax, leave a 5-star review on iTunes, and as always, wear someone else's name tag. If you're listening to this show right now, it's because you have experienced retail hell. The unoriginal bastard who thinks that because it doesn't scan, it must be free. The people that have no respect for a public restroom. The customers that think that they can come in and haggle like it's some kind of goddamn flea market. The corporate office that cuts payroll, raises tasks, and expects more sales. Oh, those things never happen. Bullshit. This is the Retail Rant Podcast, streaming directly to your ear holes in medium definition audio quality. Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of the Retail Rant Podcast. Thank you for joining, thank you for following. I talked about guests last week and how critically important they are to the show, what they bring, and just imagine that we have a guest this week. So you can find her on Twitter at Tara_@random, and I think you can figure it out. Her name is Tara. Tara, welcome to the Retail Rant Podcast.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Oh, it's a blast. We've gone back and forth quite a bit on the Twitter, and
Yes.
I can certainly tell you folks that we are like-minded when it comes to this world of retail hell. So, yeah, it's kind of blatantly
The line
obvious.
from Clerks pretty much sums it up. This job would be great if it wasn't for the customers.
If that isn't a mantra somewhere written on a dry erase board in an office, you're doing it wrong. You are completely doing it wrong.
Should be the first page in every employee handbook.
Yes, that, and don't fall for the customer is always right.
No.
But don't worry, the customer care center will turn around.
Always wrong.
Oh, God, yes. And even when they're wrong, they'll still get a $25 gift card if they bitch enough.
Oh, yeah.
Which is just disgusting. I wish I could bitch at the bank and get my house for free.
Which is great, because we teach little children that if you throw a tantrum, you're going to get punished. And then as an adult, if you throw a tantrum, you get a present.
Yeah. That's a very good analogy. I've never thought about it like that.
We actually mature backwards.
I would agree with that, because I have one in diapers now, and at some point in life, I will probably regress to diapers. Hopefully no time soon. But so we talked about this a bit before, and it seems to happen everywhere in retail, no matter what line you're in. But it seems like you always get dragged into not necessarily an argument, but almost like a therapy session with a customer.
Yes.
And it's one thing if, the husband and wife are arguing about how much they're going to pay for, say, the new car. Husband says we can spend $25,000. Wife says, no, we should only spend $20,000. That's not really it. I think you had a really good example of the whole family therapy type thing when we talked before.
Yeah, I've been in cosmetics for a lot of years, and you always get like the mother and daughter, and the mother going, would you please tell my daughter that she wears too much makeup? Nope. No, I won't, because that's not my job.
No.
And the daughter wants like the full smoky eye and this, that, the other, and the mother's like, no, you're too young for that. Tell her she's too young for that. And I'm like, again, your job, not mine. If I was a family therapist, I'd make a lot more money.
Yeah. I don't think that minimum wage or even $10 an hour really covers any kind of psychoanalysis of your teenage daughter while you're shopping in the store.
And why do you trust me? Like, you don't know me. I could be any asshole, and you're trusting me to help you raise your child. Like, or you get the people, don't do that, or the lady will yell at you. Nope, because the second I yell at your kid, you're going to yell at me.
Yeah, and they'll put that out and say, hey, they're going to yell at you if you keep running around the store.
Right.
But the second you actually say something, exactly, they come back and flip out on you. You don't talk to my child like that.
Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to yell at your kid, because that's your job. You're the one that had a kid. I did not take on the responsibility of raising a kid.
Exactly.
Or at least not raising yours.
No, definitely not. And
or telling her she wears too much makeup.
Yeah, or I can only imagine in a clothing store how bad that might get. Tell her that showing off your navel is not cool anymore, or something like that.
Right.
I'm sure the tightness of pants is.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure that comes up.
I was a fitting room drone for a while, and that does, like, would you please tell my daughter these jeans are too tight? Will you please tell my mother that, like, this is what's in style now? I don't care.
So
I don't care.
That right there is a testament that you have been overexposed, because your teenage daughter character there is dead on.
Yeah. Cosmetics, man. You work cosmetics, you get a lot of that. So, like, how much is a makeover? Or, like, what kind of mascara is the best?
Yeah, I can imagine the vagueness behind a statement like that.
You get a lot of, do you, like, sell eyeliner? Only about 500 different kinds. Could you narrow that down? I don't know, like a good one. Oh, a good one. Okay, so I'll walk you past all the ones that fucking suck. And sell you the one good one.
Oh, that's great. Because and it's bad that some people are actually that dumb when they cross the threshold. Because I was born with a penis. I can tell you right now that the cosmetic store sells eyeliner.
Yeah. I used to joke, like, that one day I was just going to lose my mind and someone was going to come in and be like, so do you sell mascara? And I was going to be like, no, we've decided that the beauty standards put on women are wrong, and we don't sell any of that artificial stuff anymore.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do it like they used to in the olden times.
Yeah, like if you're that fucking stupid, you deserve to be mocked.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I had a girl walk up and ask me why her eyeliner wouldn't twist up, and I'm like, because it's a pencil and you have to sharpen it. What?
You mean this doesn't come in chapstick version?
It's never going to twist up. No matter how hard you twist it, you have to sharpen it. Like with a sharpener? Yep, like with a sharpener. And I remember, like, I was standing next to my manager at the time, and she just looked at me and walked away.
Yeah.
And she came back after the girl left and was like, thank God you have the patience, because I don't.
Yeah, it's amazing the amount of shit that we will tolerate for a paycheck.
Yeah.
And I'm going to reference back a couple episodes real quick to the My Mechanic Said, where I had Retail and Slave on, and we were talking before, and I mean, everybody knows that the brake light is on the back of the car. There's obviously no red light on the front of the car unless you're driving a fire truck.
Mm-hmm.
But talking with these guys, they actually brought up the fact that 50% of customers that walk into the auto parts store will say, hey, I need to get a rear brake light bulb for such and such a car. And he said, Retail said, I have to bite my tongue at least 20 times a day when I hear that, because I want to look at them and go, are you sure it's not a front brake light bulb?
Yeah. Have you checked your front brake lights?
Or is it low on brake light fluid or some ridiculous shit? Oh my God. Yeah, talking with those guys was a good time because it brought up all the old pranks and the customers that their girlfriend was hanging out in the garage and she was annoying the shit out of them. So they'd be like, hey, go down to the store and pick up a 3mm diameter muffler bearing for me.
Oh, God, you're just making up car parts.
Exactly. And they send her down and she comes in and goes, yeah, I need to get a 3mm muffler bearing. And everybody behind the counter kind of looks around like for the guy that put her up to it. And then we just laugh and go, sweetheart, there's no such thing.
See, and in cosmetics, you get the opposite. You get the terrified husband with a list from his wife.
Oh, the list. Oh.
And he's so scared of fucking it up.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, God forbid she didn't give him enough information. Like, well, I need this foundation. Okay, what color? Oh, God, she didn't tell me. just whatever the basic color is. And I'm like, this comes in 30 colors. There's no basic skin color. Like, we need to know that. And oh my God. And they just have a meltdown.
Yeah, I mean,
it's all going to be okay.
Yeah,
just text her and ask her what color. It's all going to be fine.
Exactly. And you can't make the assumption that, okay, it's a white male, so it's a white woman.
And the thing is, like, I wouldn't send my significant other in to shop for makeup for me. Because, like, I think that's kind of mean. Like, I know what I like. I know what I need. I'll just go get it my goddamn self. Like, I always look at them and I'm like, man, I'm sorry, because your wife is a bitch. Like, if he knows exactly what I'm using, that's one thing. But when he clearly has no idea and is out of his depth, and you're like, why would you do that to him? Because he's gonna fuck it up. He can't help it.
It's not in our nature.
Right, like, and we can only do so much. Like, if he doesn't have all the information, or like Christmas time, the guys come in and they're like, I don't know, all I know is your bags are all over my house. And I'm like, that doesn't help me.
Yeah. Now, and the cosmetic store is, for a guy, it's going to be a bit different than doing Christmas shopping at Victoria's Secret.
Yeah.
Because, the makeup is how she wants to look.
Right. Like at Vicky's, you can kind of just buy what you'd like her to wear and hope you get the right size.
Exactly. You're not buying Victoria's Secret for her, no matter how many times she may say, I love the panties, they fit right, whatever. Yeah. No.
It's a little bit for you.
Yeah. It's, I'm going to break the fourth wall here. It's about 99% of it for us when we go in there. Because, I will tell you right now that any man that is shopping for panties for his significant other is going straight to the thongs. Mm-hmm. And she may have never worn a thong in her life. But guess what? That's what she's getting for Christmas. That's what she's getting. Because you know what? It looks good on that mannequin.
Is a minefield. Because I can't tell you, like, I've had husbands come in and they're like, well, she likes this anti-aging stuff. And I'm like, no. Well, why not? She likes it. I'm like, and you just want to look at him and be like, sir, do you want your wife to ever touch your penis again? Because I'm here to tell you, you buy her anti-aging anything as a present, and she's never going to touch your penis again.
Yeah.
Like that's the wrong message to send.
It's much like the vacuum cleaner for Christmas.
Right. Like even if you know she likes that product, just don't, because somewhere in her head it's, well, my husband thinks I look old. No, don't do it. Like, get her some nice perfume, or like, just stay away from the skincare entirely, unless it's like something really luxurious, like the fucking mask they have now that has gold in it. Fine.
Wait. Backtrack. A mask that has gold in it?
Yes, 24 karat gold. It's like, I don't even know how much money.
Holy shit.
I'm not even sure what it's supposed to do. I think it's supposed to be firming or something. But yeah, 24 karat gold in it.
And what kind of properties does gold have on the skin? I mean, I see people with gold wedding bands all the time, and their finger is just as aged as every other part of their body.
I think it's supposed to firm or something. I don't know that I buy that. I think it's just a gimmick more than anything. Some of that stuff is just gimmicks.
Wow.
But yeah, there's a mask with 24 karat gold in it.
That is scary that we live in a country that people will actually fall for that shit.
Hey, in Japan, they use nightingale poop as a face mask, so it could be worse.
Well, and from what I hear, deer penis is a delicacy over there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, different culture. Yeah. But wow.
In London, bull semen is a hair treatment.
Really?
I'm leading you off the topic.
No. That's look. If anything is going to get ratings, it's a woman saying bull semen. Okay. There's going to be 5-star iTunes reviews out the ass after this.
It's considered a protein treatment.
Wow.
Yeah.
Culture shock, folks. Ugh.
So, I mean, I guess, fellas, next time you're in bed with a girl, try that sales pitch, I guess. I was
going to say, do you take your fingers and put them on top of your head and go Tatanka?
Every woman's magazine has done a think piece on whether semen is actually a good facial mask.
Now, women's magazine, you mean like magazines that women are in, like Playboy and Hustler and stuff like that, right?
No, I'm talking like the beauty mags. They've all done that piece.
Wow, well, boy, am I glad Mrs. Ranty doesn't pick up a copy of Cosmopolitan every week. Or am I sad that she doesn't? I'm going to have to rethink that.
Yeah.
So, obviously, in the cosmetic store, or in your previous life, you were getting lambasted with all kinds of ridiculous things. What's probably the worst scenario you get as the employee in that kind of environment? Because I would have absolutely no idea. You would not find me qualified nor working in a cosmetic store at any time in my life.
If you really want to just crush the soul of a makeup girl, there's one sentence. I need a new lipstick. Because that tells me there goes half an hour of my life, at least. Because that's usually followed up by, I'll ask you, what kind of color are you looking for? And like 7 times out of 10, it's followed up with, I don't know, just something that looks good. Which means I'm going to swatch pretty much every lipstick in the store, and you're going to tell me why it's wrong. And I've heard, do you have a red that's not as red?
What?
Yeah. Do you have a red that's like less red?
Like pink?
I don't even know what that means. I've heard I'd like a peachy mauve, and I've just wanted to be like, Let me bust out my color wheel and tell you why that's impossible. Let me explain to you how color works and how those are exact opposites of each other. So yeah, if there's a makeup girl that you just fucking hate, you just want to ruin her life, just send somebody in there to say, I need a new lipstick, and just watch it in the eyes. You'll see a little bit of her soul just fly away.
You see that twitch in the left eyelid.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Like, I've just sucked 1 year of your life away.
I'm more hazardous to you than cigarettes.
It's kind of like that. Or walk into your Sephora and tell them you want Bare Minerals, because we hate that shit.
All right. Again, guy code kicking in. No clue what you're talking about.
Bare Minerals is, maybe 10 years ago, the mineral makeup craze hit. And you had to have loose powder makeup that was super duper messy and that you buffed into your skin. And I don't think it's as in now, because now everybody wants to look like a Kardashian. So we're back to liquid makeup now.
Ugh.
But back like 5-10 years ago, maybe, and it's still a popular product. You got this stuff called Bare Minerals, which we affectionately refer to as Satan's kitty litter. Because it's terrible. Like, it doesn't really look good on most skin. It looks chalky and fucked up, but it's like a cult. Like, the chick who invented Bare Minerals had some marketing genius, and it's like the Oprah people.
Oh.
Like, they don't want to hear anything but Bare Minerals. You try and tell them any other product, no, Bare Minerals, Bare Minerals, Bare Minerals. Like, it's conditioned. But then they're also stupid.
Well, they are customers.
Yeah. So, well, oh no, this is the best. I've been using it for 10 years. I don't want anything else. Okay, what color do you need? I don't know.
Oh, of course.
You've been using this stuff for 10 years? You don't know what color you use? It's on the bottom of the jar.
So I can imagine that, again, hearkening back to a previous episode, I had my buddies on, HAB and Randy. We talked about a retail superpower. So if you could take any mutant or comic book superpower and have it at work, and I'm guessing that in that environment you would probably want to be Professor X.
Yeah, mind reading would really go a long way. Because they think you can do it anyway.
Oh, that is one of the biggest assumptions that the customer seems to have.
They think you know what magical color lipstick they want. And that mascara in the black tube that I like. I don't know if you're aware of this, but about 90% of the mascaras in the world come in a black tube. So that narrows it down none.
I was not, but I am now.
Mind reading would be good. I think shape-shifting. Because you can just look like another employee and really fuck with them and not have to take the rap for it.
Like I say, let me run to the back and check, and you just morph.
And you just come out as somebody else.
Oh, no, she's still looking.
Yeah.
I
think she quit, actually.
Yeah, she went to lunch. Sorry.
Well, it's like you always say, make sure you're wearing someone else's name tag.
Oh, absolutely.
How much more effective would that be if you actually look like that person?
I like it. Mystique in the cosmetics store.
Yes.
I mean, I could tell you as a guy, that might actually drive me to go into the cosmetics store if I knew Mystique was working in there.
And then the upside of that is you wouldn't have to worry about touching up your eyeliner ever, because you could just always have perfect eyeliner.
So you mentioned the Kardashians, and these people, to me, are part of what's wrong with America. Obviously, the OJ lawyer, what was it, Robert Kardashian?
Yeah.
He had his moment in the sun. It was a big national story. Okay, great. I get it. I understand why even to this day he's still relevant with shows like The People versus O.J. Simpson coming on.
Yeah.
But then his kid made a fuck tape.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, everybody wants to look like her. I just don't get it.
Well, and the whole family, like, they have parlayed that sex tape into a fucking industry for the whole family. It's pretty amazing. But yeah, everybody wants to look like them, but nobody wants to wear the 72 products it takes to look like them. Because that's what people don't understand. Like, Kim Kardashian doesn't look like Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian has like 56 products on her face and 2 pairs of false eyelashes. And there's a pit crew that spends 2 hours like that.
A pit crew.
And they don't want it. They want to look like Kim Kardashian in 10 minutes. And it's like, that's great. I want a unicorn. Life is hard.
Yeah.
Well, I want to look like Kim Kardashian, but like, I don't wear a lot of makeup. No. Unless you're willing to spend 2 hours and put that shit on with a spackling paddle, it's not going to happen, because that's what she does.
Oh God! So that's so that would be what I would classify as the retail customer's guide to unrealistic expectations.
Yeah.
And
you get a lot of that in cosmetics. People bring you a picture, make me look just like this, and you're like, okay. It's kind of, I guess it's the same thing at hair salons. Like, make my hair do this. Well, this person has really thick hair and you have really thin hair. Like, you're not going to look just like this. And you're not going to want to put in the work it takes to look just like this. But they don't want to hear that. They just want you to make it happen.
Yeah, or they look at the picture and they're white and they say, make me look like that, and she's Asian.
Right.
Someone
brought us, there was a video Pink did. And I remember we had this chick would come in once a week looking for the exact highlighter Pink used in that video. And we're like, okay, well, do you know what it's called? No. Do you know which video it was? No. Jeez. I don't know what you want me to do for you. You're literally giving me no information. I can't help you. Or the other favorite is, I need that thing that was on Dr. Oz yesterday.
Oh, as seen on TV. Holy shit.
Yeah. Okay, what's it called? I don't know. Dr. Oz said you need it. Cool, I don't watch Dr. Oz because I was here in the mall. So you're going to have to help me out here.
Yeah, and so the chick that brought in the video, you bring up a good point with that, because the customer always has their phone. Mm-hmm. And they always have their phone when they're out in public, and I can almost guarantee you they're still attached to it in the comfort of their own home. Mm-hmm. So when they're going out to buy these things that are very specific that they already own, why in the fuck wouldn't you take a picture?
Right. And that's what going back to the husbands, we used to tell them, look, just when they were gift shopping, we'd be like, take a picture of your wife's vanity, and that'll give me something to work from. Like, I'll at least know what brand she likes, like what type of stuff she uses. Like, just take a picture of her vanity and bring it into me. Like, you have this great resource. It has Google on it.
Right.
You have Google with you all the time. You can be like, Google, what was on Dr. Oz yesterday? Yeah,
you can even tell the phone, hey, Google, and it starts listening to your stupid questions.
And Google will fucking tell you the answer.
Exactly. Smartphone, dumb user. Yet another case.
It's better to browbeat somebody making $10 an hour for not having encyclopedic knowledge.
$10 an hour? You must be in one of those high society parts of the country. Because around these parts, I'm guessing they're probably making about $7.50.
A lot of cosmetics retailers do pay pretty well. That is one of the upsides, and you get a lot of free product.
Again, yet another reason I would not work there.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, can I get lunch for free, and you guys just keep the makeup? I obviously don't need it. I used to
know a guy who worked for a huge cosmetic company, and he didn't use any of this crap. So he would just show up at parties with a giant bag, and like all the girls would swarm him. Because he'd just show up with a giant tote bag of like makeup and perfume and stuff and be like, ladies, I am here. And the hilarity of it was he was gay, so.
So you're thinking, if I sleep with him, I'll get more. No, you won't.
He wasn't interested, but he'd show up and just be like, here, I have a cornucopia of delights for you. And we used to joke. We were like, man, if you were straight, you would get all the tail in the world. And he was like, I know, that's the irony. I don't want it. If you can hook me up with your husband, though.
There's another awkward retail conversation.
Yeah.
Or you get the customer, and I'm sure this has happened there. The customer that's talking to you but eyeballing another employee, and then wants to know the other employee's story.
Yeah.
Because
or their schedule.
Oh, yeah. And I
They will straight up ask for their schedule. And I'm like, I'm not telling you that, creeper.
No way. No way. And I have females that work with me. And, you know, the worst was I had this guy, and he's got to be 70 plus. And the girl I'm working with is like 18, 19 years old. And so they're talking, and she's helping him. She's being very professional, despite apparently his previous advances.
Oh,
and
God.
When I walked by, all I heard him say was, well, I'm not from around here, so could I get directions to your house?
Oh.
And I was on the verge of just being like, dude, that's inappropriate. Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I mean, this guy was...
That's when you really wish you happened to know how to get to the local gay strip club.
Good point. Good point.
And just give directions there and let it work itself out.
Yeah, just give him an address. Hey,
yeah.
Go there. I'll be there around 7. And then actually you send him to a regular strip club because he'll be in all kinds of high hopes that, you know, that's her part-time job. And then he'll sit there and literally waste $100 waiting for the girl that he saw earlier. Good point. I like that. So strip club in general, gay if you really don't like them, I guess.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Tips for retail, folks. Have your pens out. Have your pens out. I couldn't tell you how many times people have asked me in the past, well, you guys don't have it, so, I mean, does your competitor have it? I have no idea. I don't shop there. I work here, so...
Why would I know that?
Exactly. I don't Google their shit every day to see what they have in stock so I can answer your stupid questions.
Well, where could I get it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Not here.
Well, we've actually kind of got a code that when a customer acts like a real asshole about it, you intentionally give them wrong directions and put them nowhere in the vicinity. It'll be the strip club now going forward.
Yeah.
Depending on the customer, it could be the one with the girls dancing around, or it could be the one where they're playing YMCA on loop.
Yeah.
Could be. Now,
or the really seedy one next to the airport.
You know, you're planting way too many seeds here, and I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. So again, folks, pens, papers, take notes. Now you mentioned malls.
Yeah.
Now, the mall when I was growing up, it was a place you went to buy the stuff that would make you look cool or to get the newest video game, and that was it. It wasn't like a huge hangout. You know, you had some groups that would be like, hey, we're going to go to the mall and spend 8 hours there just futzing around.
But it wasn't it wasn't what everybody did.
Yes. And now I'll put it this way. Malls are so bad now that homeless people would actually rather go to the homeless shelter than sit in the mall on a rainy day.
Yeah.
Because it's a horrible sociological view on all the things that are wrong with the world.
A mall is a great place to walk around and wonder how we became the dominant species on this planet. Like, if you really want to have an existential crisis, just spend a few hours in a mall.
Yep.
And wonder how we have survived and not been overtaken by cats and cockroaches.
Oh, God. And
the walking.
Yes.
Nobody knows how to move in a public space. Like, let's get off the escalator and stop.
Yes.
Just stop and check our phone and have a conversation.
Or even just look around. There's a huge 10 by 10 open area in front of you that's designated basically for you to figure out where the fuck you are.
Yeah.
But no, there's nobody else.
Annoyed if the person behind us on the escalator bumps into us.
Oh.
Or you get the groups. Like, I'm pretty sure there's some scientific correlation between people that are slow and people that have a weird ability to take up as much space as possible. Because the slower they're moving, the more space they're taking up with bags or with not walking in a straight line or with being in a group that moves together and apart like some horrible amoeba.
Oh.
So you just can't fucking get around them.
Yeah, I think I go through and I couldn't tell you how many people I see coming at me, and I'm like, oh great, it's another picket line. It looks like it's literally the Verizon workers on strike coming at me. And the only reason they're coming at me is because they don't understand the fact that the basic rules of the road apply in public places as well.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
No, it's called stay to the fucking right.
Yeah.
If you need to go to a store on the left, sure, cross over. You don't necessarily have to use a blinker per se. Maybe if you have a stroller.
Going, maybe.
Yeah.
Acknowledge that you're not the only person on the planet and watch where you're going so you don't walk into somebody.
Oh, you mean I'm not the only person in this mall right now filled with 10,000 people? That's ridiculous. Yeah, if you ever want to see a prime example of entitlement by somebody who's patronizing a mall or, parks at the far end and then realizes that the store they want is on the opposite end, so they won't just go move their car. They'll just kind of, walk real slow.
Yep.
They'll get mad because the store was placed on the opposite end of the mall from where they parked, like it's supposed to be shifted every time they show up.
Yeah, there should be a portal.
Yes. Well, there is one. It's called the escalator, but they managed to fuck that one up too. And so here in Rantyville, I've got a single level mall, so it's not too bad. I mean, you still get the people that don't understand which side to walk on.
Yeah.
Yeah, every mall is going to have the slow walker with the 4-kid stroller.
Oh
and
God.
68
the Hummer stroller.
Yeah, it's the H2 for children.
Yeah.
But I will tell you what really fucks me up is watching people in a 2 or 3-story mall.
Yeah, I work in a 3-story mall.
Ooh, okay. So fill me in on what you see, because the things that I see are just mind-boggling.
Well, we get a lot of people that ask for directions to the store. We're on the upper level. Now, is that the upper level or like the upper level? It's the upper level, but like the top? Yeah, that's what I meant when I said upper. Otherwise, I would have said the middle level.
Well, see, what you got to do now in this day and age is you have to describe it in Starbucks terms. You tell them
we're on level venti.
Exactly. No, we're on the venti. Oh, you're all the way at the top. Okay, I got it. Thanks.
I should start doing that. That's a good idea.
See, again, pen and paper, kids.
Yeah.
Pen and paper. So I don't go to Starbucks. What is it? The grande level in the middle then?
Yeah.
Okay. But you'll still fuck people up.
Tall is the smallest size at Starbucks.
Yeah, so we're on the tall level. Like the top? No.
No, the bottom.
Oh boy, that will be fun if I start hearing about that. Venti floor, Barnes & Noble, Victoria's Secret. The thing that kills me in a mall with more than one story is, how do you fuck up an elevator? I will never understand it. Well,
there's usually not a lot. There's usually like one elevator in the most inconvenient place because they don't want you using it.
See, I lived in an area that had a mall that had 3 or 4 elevators, and they were spaced out pretty evenly. It was a fair-sized mall. But these people... Now, first of all, I get that people want to have some space. So they don't want to, if it holds 30 people, they don't want 30 people in there.
Right.
But, you get these people that, again, much like walking, they have an armful of bags, or they have, the stroller that's going to take over the world. Mm-hmm. And they get in the elevator, and then they sit right at the door.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, no. Yes, you can just imagine Dikembe Mutombo standing behind them going, no, not this elevator. It's like, look, I get it. You want some space, but for Christ's sake, you're not the only person here trying to go to level grande.
Right.
It never ceases to amaze me, the piss-poor etiquette and the absolute lack of common sense that comes together in a mall.
Well, those are the same people that decide to have a family reunion at the entrance to the store.
Oh, yes. Oh,
they run into Mary Beth from church and her 4 kids, so they and their 3 kids have to just hang out and have a fucking reunion at the entrance to the store and get annoyed when people want to enter and exit the store.
Well, and the ones I get annoyed with, beyond the ones that literally occupy every millimeter of the entranceway, which it's amazing that two people can somehow occupy an 8-foot entrance.
But that's what I'm saying. The slower they are, the more, like, it's just like their aura expands.
Yes. The force field has expanded now that these two have come together. It's twice as powerful.
Yes.
Well, the ones that kill me are the ones that get in the middle of the sales floor and talk at about 178 decibels. I don't care how long it's been since you've seen each other. Look, you're in a mall. You know what? There's a food court. Go buy the guy a drink.
Go get a latte and hang out.
Exactly. Go get a grande from the venti level, then go down to the tall and sit around and talk. There's no reason whatsoever for Chatty Cathy and Nosy Nancy to literally catch up on the last 25 years in the middle of my sales floor on the busiest day of the week.
Right. And they always get offended if someone bumps into them or asks them to move. Like, you're the one that's being rude.
Well, and actually, what makes them even worse in the middle of the sales floor is when the line starts to get a little longer, they look like they're at the end of the line.
Oh, yeah.
And now everybody has to ask them, are you in line? No, we're catching up.
Yeah.
Okay, bitch, so move.
Right. Go get lunch.
Yeah.
It's a mall. There's going to be like a TGI Fridays or some shit.
Yeah. I mean, most malls now probably have a restaurant that serve adult beverages. Mm-hmm. Go sit down and have a beer. Share a Mai Tai. Get a giant fucking margarita. Hopefully you get an Uber afterwards because your intelligence level apparently is only but so high because you like to dilly-dally around in the entranceway to a store. But it's like, come on. Why? Why?
Like, it's everybody, they just forget that they're not the only person in the world and that the rest of the world isn't just extras in their movie.
Yep. Oh, and I have one more thing about the malls, and then we're going to wrap the show up. This one always gets me because I work retail. I'm on my feet 10, 12, maybe 15 hours a day sometimes. Mm-hmm. And you know what? When they build a retail store, they kind of skimp on any kind of padding if there's carpet.
Oh, God, yeah.
Or it's just straight up concrete tile, best of luck with your lower back.
Or they go for the rustic aesthetic, and it's just straight up concrete.
Exactly.
Because that's their look.
Exactly. So now...
Fuck your spine.
Every single mall has benches. Some of the nicer malls may have like a nice circular arrangement of chairs for people to sit in. And that's great. But every mall also has these massage chairs. The big black leather chair. You put a buck in it and you get 3 minutes of some mediocre roller going over your spine.
Yeah.
However, apparently everybody thinks that it's the fucking Lazy Boy store.
Yeah, they just camp out.
And they camp out, and they not only do they camp out, but they establish camp. Mm-hmm. Like, they'll sit there, you know, there might be 1,000 seats in the middle of the food court, but they'll plop down right there and then send somebody to the food court to bring Chick-fil-A back.
Yeah.
And then they sit there and eat a whole meal, like, oh, look at me, I'm the king of the mall, sitting in the black leather chair.
And they'll put their 16 bags on the massage chair next to them.
Yep. And
when you can't use that one either.
Yeah, because when that retail employee gets a break, their back's killing them. You know, they just worked a clopin. They're pulling 20 hours inside of 2 days, maybe even more. You know what? Even though I might be broken working in retail, I will gladly slip $1 in there for 3 minutes of relief. Mm-hmm. But I never can. And it doesn't matter what mall, what time of day, what season. You will never find one of those massage chairs unoccupied for an actual massage.
Nope.
And people are probably going, nah, I've seen it before. Trust me. Go to your local mall on a Tuesday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon with $1 in your hand. I'll give you 45 minutes and you'll be walking out with that same buck.
And they don't use them. They don't put the money in.
No. It's not like they're so relaxed after that 3 minutes they just can't get up.
No.
They've just decided, you know what? This is a good central location while the wife and the kids or whoever goes shopping. I'll just camp right here. Because I'll admit, it's typically guys that I see. Not that it's some kind of guy code, but it's usually men that I see. And it's not older men. Everybody from like the age of 12 all the way up to next to death, I've seen camping out in these chairs and just driving me nuts.
It's the man spreading. Have you heard of man spreading?
I have a feeling I'm about to, because no, I haven't.
It's a thing in cities that have public transit where like they're starting to shame men publicly for sitting with their legs open and taking up too much space so no one else can sit. So that's how you do it in a mall. You just take the biggest, comfiest chair and take up all the space.
Oh, kind of like how well, no, I guess it wouldn't be on the same lines, but a few years ago I was ridden to crutches due to an injury, and the words "fat is not a handicap" came out of my mouth one day, because as I am crutching up to the door at the grocery store, somehow this very, very, very large woman managed to all of a sudden accelerate past me, hop on the motorized cart, and take off.
Oh, wow.
And all I could do was stand in the doorway, pissed off, because it's the only one I saw. The next entrance, of course, is a fucking quarter mile away.
Yeah.
And I just stood there in the middle of the entranceway and yelled out, "Hey, bitch, fat isn't a handicap." And I actually had people break down and applaud. Granted, it was a dick move in public on my part, but at that level of frustration, I had no other outlet than to shame this gigantic person riding on this thing that literally said on the back, max weight 225 pounds.
Oh.
And they wonder why they find these things with dead batteries in the parking lot or in the middle of the store all the time.
Yeah.
That's like trying to, fit the Clump family from the Nutty Professor in a Prius and think you're going to make it from New York to L.A. on one charge. It's just not going to happen. Well, that's enough of my horrible stories. Did you have any? Did you maybe have like a worst customer ever you wanted to throw in there before we wrap it up?
I did have a very wealthy, very angry lady pass out drunk while I was doing her makeup.
No. All right, yeah, we got to hear this.
She went for like the 5 martini lunch at the restaurant and couldn't stop telling me how her sister is a very important person and just was bragging constantly. Had me doing her makeup and legit passed out in the chair.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Then accused me of stealing her credit card because she lost her credit card because she was drunk, and accused me of stealing her credit card because I was in cahoots with her ex-husband's new wife and letting her buy stuff on her credit card. And I'm like, I don't even know who you are, let alone your ex-husband's new wife. Like, okay. Yeah, and she was like yelling at me for like 10 minutes over the fact that I clearly stole her credit card and called up her ex-husband's new wife to give her the number.
Wow.
Yeah. That's probably my worst ever.
I would say that's pretty bad, and somehow, some way, she thought she was totally rational in her argument.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Well, again, thank you so much for taking the time to come on the show. And, of course, the Twitter handle, Tara_@random. But where else can the people find you on the inner tubes and anything you've got coming up?
You can see me Monday nights. I do a bit on my friend Nash's live webcast, Radio Dead Air. That's at live.radiodeadair.com. He's on from 9 p.m. till 2 a.m. He plays music videos. He does Doctor Who reviews, all kinds of fun stuff. I do a bit on that called What the Fuck is Wrong with You, where we find the craziest, stupidest news stories of the week and talk about them. And compare stories about our cats. I'm on Twitter getting in fights with white supremacists a lot. It's fun. But yeah, check out Radio Dead Air. Nash does a great show. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, course, you know how we wrap the show up around here. So let's just say the next time for the ladies, because I don't do enough of these for the ladies, but the next time that woman comes in and she sits down in the chair and says, yes, I want a makeover and I want to look exactly like Kim Kardashian. Before you take that, I guess, eyeliner pencil, is that right?
Sure.
Okay. Before you take that eyeliner pencil and jab it right through her jugular and tell the manager that she slipped and fell, make sure you do us all one big favor. And what?
Wear someone else's name tag.